This week's weekly ritual is dedicated to the memories of Garrett O'Donnell of Planes Mistaken for Stars and Earl Bethune, friend and supporter of the Ghost Cult, who both passed away this week. Rest in peace. What's up, everybody? It's Keefe, and you're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's news show, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. GhostCultMag.com is a small business. With that out of the way, let's get into it.
In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult.
We kick this week's features off with our interview with Chris and Jim from Human Impact. The underground supergroup is made up of members of Cop Shoot Cop, Unsane, and SWANS, and they're on tour right now. We also talked to Kyle Thomas of Exhorder. They are on tour right now playing their entire Slaughter at the Vatican album. It's also Album of the Year week here at Ghost Cult. Amazing! We finally made it. Voted on by the staff of all of Ghost Cult. We counted down from 75 to 1, revealing the number one album today. Check it out here at YouTube, on our podcast, and on the site. You can also catch me on the Glacially Musical Pouredcast. On every Friday, me and host Nick Cameron drink beer, swear a lot, and review bands and albums. We just mercifully finished our Quiet Riot series, and we are starting with Monty Python's Flying Circus this week.
And now, the news rundown.
And now for some tour and festival news. Up the irons! Iron Maiden is back with their Legacy of the Beast Tour 2022, just announced for North America. They're already going to play festivals all over the world. Direct support will come on different legs of the tour from Trivium and Within Temptation, and the band will play songs from their new album, Senjutsu. Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue says he fully expects the stadium tour to finally happen this coming summer. The twice postponed tour is to feature Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and more. We'll see if it happens. Slipknot has been forced to postpone Knotfest Japan for the third time. It will now hopefully take place in January of 2023. Ticket holders are urged to hold their tickets. Our favorite festival in the world, Roadburn, has announced a second wave of artists, a huge slew of bands and artists performing at the festival next April in Tilburg. Roadburn this year will include Lingua Ignota, Emma Ruth Rundle, Mizmor, and many more. Ghost has announced a huge tour of Europe for next spring. Direct support will come from Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats and Twin Temple, their frequent tour mates. Ghost already has a tour of the US kicking off this winter, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a new single and some new album news on Ghost very soon. Don't miss out! Trans-Siberian Orchestra is back on tour. They just kicked off their winter tour, once again back out on the road, playing in arenas and putting on an incredible Christmas time experience for everybody with their heavy metal and orchestra performances of classics. They raise money in every city for charity, which is phenomenal, and they kicked off their tour right before Thanksgiving, and they run through the end of the year. Foo Fighters have booked a huge North American tour, but no sooner had they announced all the dates, they immediately canceled their Minneapolis date of the tour due to the venue refusing to comply with Foo Fighters' strict COVID restrictions. Crazy hill to die on, Minnesota, but okay. Carlos Santana has canceled his upcoming Las Vegas residency after he had a heart scare this week, and he had an immediate heart procedure, according to his management. He is going to make a full recovery, and he's hoping to be back on stage in late January. Coming next spring, Oblivion Access Festival is on, and they have announced a tremendous slew of bands. This list of bands is incredible, including performances from Carcass, The Locust, Blonde Redhead, Youth of Today, Autopsy, Converge, Solar Jesus, Cave-In, Melt Banana, Mets, Violence, Windhand, Coven, Liturgy, Uniform in the Body performing together, Cool Keith, Cough, JK Flesh, Thou, Fury, Blood Incantation, Primitive Man, Mizmor, Uniform, Spotlights, and many more. Ozzy Osbourne has been forced to postpone his headline tour of Europe once again. Direct support will come from Judas Priest, but that tour will now take place, hopefully, in 2023. Eddie Vedder has announced a headline tour with his solo band, Eddie Vedder and The Earthlings. They're going to play a handful of dates this winter. The Earthlings is made up of some killer members, including Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, former Red Hot Chili Pepper Josh Klinghoffer, guitarist and vocalist Glenn Hansard, and guitarist and producer Andrew Watt. Apocalyptica has announced that their Epic Apocalypse tour with Epica is postponed until 2023. A lot of But concerns over the new variant of the coronavirus have forced a lot of bands to push to 2023. We've already heard about a few of those today. There'll be a few more, no doubt, announced in the near future. Punk rock supergroup Me First and the Gimme Gimmes are heading out on a tour of the West Coast just in time for the holiday season. They might even play some fun Christmas covers. Don't miss out on a good time. Judas Priest has announced additional tour dates for their 50 Years of Heavy Metal Tour of North America rebooked for 2022. Direct support will come from Queensryche on these dates. We are super stoked for the Priest. Sevendust has announced their annual New Year's Eve show in Atlanta, surrounded by a bunch of other tour dates to end the year. Super stoked, a really good year for Sevendust, back out on the road, and of course, looking forward to more Sevendust tour dates next year. Happy Hanukkah to all my Hebraic people. Just in time to celebrate Hanukkah with you, Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters and his frequent partner and pal, Greg Kurstin of The Bird and the Bee. They put on their Hanukkah Sessions every year where they do Hanukkah covers of Jewish artists, and they kicked it off this week with a bunch of funny and killer videos. Lisa Loeb Stay, Ramones Blitzkrieg Bop, Barry Manilow Copacabana, and many more. Lots of major news from Black Sabbath's Tony Iommi as he released a new standalone single and a fragrance, Scent of the Dark. Killer song, sounds a lot like his typical doomy Sabbath stuff. He's also working on a new remaster of the Tony Martin era box set of Black Sabbath music, as well as the just unearthed master tapes of Born Again featuring Ian Gillan of Deep Purple, and Tony says he'd like to make a remastered box set of that album as well. Swedish power metalers Hammerfall have announced a brand new album, Hammer of Dawn, coming out early next year. They dropped a new single, they dropped a title track video as well, and you can pre-order the album right now. Steel Panther wants you to help them Steel Panther wants you to help them pick their next bass player. Check out this bracket. You can vote on their website and on their social media. They've got a couple of basses tapped for their December shows, but they're looking for their forever bass home, a home girl, a home person. The 2022 Grammy Award nominations are here, and as usual, rock and metal also cover the list. They're not on TV anymore, but if you're interested, AC/DC, Rob Zombie, Deftones, Gojira, Mastodon, and a posthumous Grammy nomination for Chris Cornell all cover the list, among others. 1 week after Billy Vio of Biohazard announced his new solo album, he dropped a full music video this week for his track One Life to Live, featuring Toby Morse of H2O. Killer stuff. We're looking forward to his new album, Liars and Leaders, coming out next spring on AFM Records. A public funeral service and live stream will be held next week in Norway for late Turbo Negro singer Hank Hell, who died last week. Nile frontman Karl Sanders will drop a brand new solo album in 2022 along with a new Nile album, both coming out on Napalm Records. Very exciting stuff. Karl's project is called Saurian. You may have heard of it. He's also going to reissue some of his older solo albums. Very exciting stuff. Trivium will host 2 live stream events in mid-December from their headquarters, The Hangar. You may recall that they purchased The Hangar with the proceeds from their very first live stream ever back in 2020. In a story we continue to track here at Ghost Cult, the LA County Sheriff's Department raided the home of shock rocker Marilyn Manson in Hollywood, looking for clues in their case against him, their sexual assault case, and many people have come forward against Manson. The Sheriff's Department did not divulge what they were looking for or what they found, but they continue to build their case against him. We will bring you more news on this as it develops. Enslaved has announced their second annual Winter Solstice live stream. This is going to be a live stream performance with their big band version they just did a little mini tour with. They have a new EP out, and they are hinting at new music coming in 2022 as well. Avatar has dropped a brand new single, Construction of Souls, right in time for Christmas. They are going to drop a brand new album next year with their brand new record label, 30 Tigers, and their own imprint, Black Waltz Records. Anna von Hoswolf is dropping a new live album this week, live at the Montreux Jazz Festival. She's also on the new EP release from Sun, and she had an incredible solo album this year. Is really an awesome artist you need to check out.
And now for a look at who rules at streaming.
This week's Who Rules Is Streaming, we once again take a listen to 2 Minutes to Late Night with their awesome cover of Metallica's Blackened. But not just a straight-up cover of Metallica's Blackened, but the slow parts are fast and the fast parts are slow. I did not know I needed this in my life. This cover features Troy Standers of Mastodon, Doc Coyle of Bad Wolves and God Forbid, Nate Garrett of Spirit Adrift, Daniel Wilding of Carcass on the drums, and Jordan Olds aka Arsenio Hall on guitar. Edited by Drew Kaufman, mixed by Brian Batista, and the cover composed by Jordan Olds. Tremendous job. 2 minutes to late night. We salute you.
And now for a look at some of the music on New Music Friday.
Bog Wizard, Miasmic Purple Smoke, self-released. Clouds, Des Partir, personal. Dodd Swims, Licht Vries, Svart, Epica, Omega Alive, DVD and CD. Nuclear Blast Records, Genocide Pact, self-titled. Lapse Records, Eris, Distant Fires, Satanic Royalty, Malakota, The Yearwalk EP, Old Haunt, Moonspell, Darkness and Hope re-release, Napalm Records, Necromant, Temple of Hal, Despots, Rebreather, The Line, Its Width, and the Wardrobe, Aqualam, Unanimated, Victory in Blood, Century Media Records, various artists, Back in Black Redux, Magnetic Eye Records, various artists, Best of AC/DC Redux, Magnetic Eye Records, Volbeat, Servant of the Mind, Republic, and Wolftooth, Blood and Iron, Napalm Records.
And now for a look in our mailbag.
This week's mailbag, we have this awesome shirt I got from Suicidal Tendencies as part of their Black Friday sale. Look at this thing, I look like a giant dumb creamsicle. No, Suicidal Tendencies is awesome, the legendary hardcore thrash and punk band. They always have awesome merch. They do new merch drops almost weekly, sick killer collabos with fashion brands and underground artists. Support ST, support Infectious Groove, support the Psycho Family Records people, and get yourself an awesome shirt like I did. You made it to this part of the show, so you know what time it is. It's the end. GhostColdMag.com is a small business. We really appreciate the support, so smash that like button, ding that notifications bell, and find out whenever we drop new content, at least 3 videos every week. As we say at this juncture of the show every week, it's a tough time in the world, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay fucking metal.